we are hearing SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM. Yesterday we heard that Krishna blessed Uddhava, and then Uddhava also spoke. First he was crying, feeling the grace of Krishna, and then he spoke with folded hands. O my Lord, devotees who engage in the transcendental loving service of your lotus feet have no difficulty in achieving anything within the realm of four principles of religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation. But, O Great One, as far as I am concerned, I have preferred only to engage in the loving service of your lotus feet. One who got the taste of loving service of Krishna, then he prefers that. He cannot have any other desires. Yesterday we were hearing that is highest. Karma jnani hasya bhavo bhavasya te durgashrayo thari bhayat palayanam kalatmano yat pramada yutashramaha svatman rate khidyati dhir vidam iha. My Lord, even the learned sages become disturbed in their intelligence when they see that your greatness engages in fruity work, although you are free from all desires, that you take birth, although you are unborn, that you flee out of fear of the enemy and take shelter in a fort, although you are the controller of invincible time, and that you enjoy householder life surrounded by many women, although you enjoy in yourself. Yes, that is the point. It is impossible to understand Krishna Lila without his grace. He must reveal that to you. Someone may be very learned, great intellectual giant or anything, but unless he is surrendered to Supreme Lord, and by his grace he can get a glimpse of who is Supreme Lord and what are his activities, he cannot know. Ata Shri Krishna Namadina Bhavet Garajyam Indriye Sevan Mukha Hijivadav Swayamaya Spurateda. No one can understand with these material gross and subtle senses, even not with pure consciousness. Only one who becomes inclined to serve Krishna by the grace of pure devotee, then Swayam Eva Spurateda. Krishna by his own will, he will reveal himself in truth. Only devotees they can understand. Why Krishna outwardly he is doing like Varna Ashram Dharma, although he has no desire. Looks like he's one conditioned soul, but he's not. In Gita he is explaining all these things also, and how he is born but he's unborn. It is his pastime of being born, not due to karma, like conditioned souls. And the sun moves out of fear of Krishna. The wind moves, rain falls, everything in this universe is moving out of fear of Krishna, but he himself plays the pastime of being afraid when that Jarasandha attacked Mathura. So Krishna played the pastime of fleeing to Dwaraka fort. And he is surrounded by many wives, queens in Dwaraka, but he is Aptakama. he is fully satisfied in himself. He does not need anyone to be happy. So this is all inconceivable to material mind. Only one who is inclined to serve him, actually from the heart, he will be able to understand how this is. You will find in one Upanishad, Canto Upanishad, Nayam Atma Pravachanena Labhyo na Medayana Bahuna Shrutena Jam Evesa Vrinute Tena Labhyas Tasesha Atma Vivrinute Tanum Swam. One cannot attain realization of Supreme Lord by giving so many lectures. Someone is very learned and he's giving lectures, but he cannot attain Supreme Lord by that. And he may be great intellectual giant, Medha, and he may even hear so many scriptures and he may memorize. He's very learned in Vedic scriptures. Still, that is not a qualification to attain Supreme Lord. Only one whom Supreme Lord chooses, to him he will reveal his transcendental, eternal, spiritual form. But who is such a person whom Krishna will choose to reveal himself? It is further stated that one who will surrender to him, one who will perform devotional service to him, then Krishna will reveal. No one else can understand. And there is also danger, especially with certain leelas of Krishna. Those who are non-devotees, they at all should not hear, because they will become envious, or they will think we can also do like that, we can imitate. But nothing to say about non-devotees. Even those who are beginner practitioners of devotional service, they are not yet fully purified of all anarthas and these previous samskaras, conceptions, ignorance, all this. They are not yet fully purified. If they will hear those leelas, then inevitably it will associate them. They will associate that with their worldly experience. Inevitably, automatically it will happen. So for them it is not recommended. Automatically you will think, even subconsciously, and that will increase your some desires because of misunderstanding. So this we have to carefully approach so that we will not be deprived of eternal welfare or think we have attained something which we did not, and not getting real taste, transcendental taste. Mantreshu mamva upahuya yat tvam akunti takhanda sadatma bodha Pricheh prabho mugda iva pramatas tanno mano mohaitiva deva. O my Lord, your eternal self is never divided by the influence of time. Means past, present, and future. This is material time. It acts only in material atmosphere. Above that, eternal realm is there. There is no influence of this time. Their time is always present. Undivided time. So our self, material self, bodily identification, that is divided by time. In past, we are thinking like this, then it will change and like this. But Krishna is not like. and there is no limitation to your perfect knowledge. Krishna is omniscient. He knows everything. Thus, you are sufficiently able to consult with yourself, yet you called upon me for consultation as if bewildered, although you are never bewildered. And this act of yours bewilders me. Uddhava was one of ministers of Krishna, like advisor. So Krishna is omniscient. What is the necessity of to have some advisor? He knows everything. But this is also his pastime, his lila, to give opportunity of service to devotees and to play in that way. So Uddhava is here saying, you asked me for advice as if you were bewildered, but you are never bewildered. So this your lila bewilders me. Uddhava is here speaking out of humbleness. One thing is, devotees, they are always humble. Another thing is, Krishna's glories are unlimited. So no one can at any time of realization can say, now I fully know, now I got it. Now I have it, now no devotee can say like that. Those who have contact with Krishna, so they are always in humble mood. Jnanam param svatma rahah prakasham provacha kasme bhagavan samagram apikshamam no grahanaya bhartar vadanja sayat vrijinam tarema. My Lord, kindly explain to us, if you think us competent to receive it, that transcendental knowledge which gives enlightenment about yourself and which you explained before Brahmaji. Here again, in humbleness, he is saying, you please explain if you think that we are competent. Who is competent? Not all are competent, even for this knowledge. So what to speak of some high leelas of Krishna? It is not for all. That you will find in by Vyasadeva and Shukadev Goswami, they gave warning, Srila Bhaktisarana Saraswati Thakur, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, it is not for all. There is consideration of qualification. Like to one small child, you cannot explain certain things because he is unable to comprehend at that time. When he will grow up and certain experience he will get, then he will be able to understand something which he was unable when he was a child. Like that in spiritual revelation also, there are gradations. So if one is not surrendered, he cannot understand anything. But one who is surrendered, there are also degrees of that surrender. So also knowledge is given in installments according to proper sequence. You cannot turn upside down the sequence. Rupa Goswami told Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha Bhajana Kriya, all up to Prema. You cannot make it opposite. First Prema and like that. No. Also not first and canto. First canto, then second, third, like this. There is a sequence. And also about the revelation. Jiva Goswami, he wrote in Bhagavatam in commentary to one verse. First one has to hear pure name from pure devotee. One who actually can chant pure name of Krishna, non-different from Krishna. One who has faith in Krishna and in Guru, he will first receive that transcendental sound, and then he has to first respectfully hear it, then he has to repeat it. And when by that practice he will purify his heart, then automatically from that transcendental sound name, automatically transcendental form of Krishna will be revealed to him. There is no need of artificially imagining. Krishna's form is already existing. We need not to produce it or imagine it or anything. But we have to find a way how to see that form. That is through devotion. So first, Jiva Ado, we have to engage our tongue in the service of Krishna by chanting his name, avoiding offenses. Then that form will be revealed. That form is totally beyond any of our imagination, idea, or anything. You cannot, with this material mind and with this worldly experience, you cannot conceive in your wildest dream by any amount of your imagination or how much you want. It is not. That is beyond. It is what you never experienced. You cannot know. But that form will be revealed to a surrendered soul. Then when he will go on chanting and meditating on that form, which will be automatic, then qualities of Krishna will appear one by one, and they are not any number, they are unlimited qualities. Brahma in 10th Canto, when he was praying, he said, it may happen that in future scientists may be able to count how many sun particles are there in this whole universe, or dust particles, or atoms. They may be able to count. It might happen. But it is impossible to count your qualities. They are unlimited. Now I understood. So devotees, they are always singing those glories without ending, and all the time they are getting new transcendental taste, and therefore, like Dhruva Maharaj told in his prayers, they, by getting the transcendental taste, they lose taste for anything else. After that, Krishna's personal associates, they will be revealed. They are also not ordinary humans or like this, no. That is why first we have to know who are those personal associates, who are the gopis. In truth, who is Krishna, all this. We have to know in truth. Otherwise we will misunderstand. It is not for all. It will associate us on this worldly experience, and we will be deprived. So we have to know in tattva, in truth. By that gradual realization, then finally comes lila. It is most finest in transcendental, that sound. Most finest, it will be revealed at last, not first. So how we can at first think, by hearing lila we can just understand. If there is no surrender, how we can understand? Or like anyone, it is for all. Anyone cannot. Anyone is eligible. Not according to Jiva Goswami, not according to Vyasadeva or Acharyas. It is impossible, because that is aprakrita, means looks like Prakrita looks like material, but it is not. And what is the substance is totally different. So, and that substance we cannot understand unless it is revealed to us. And for getting that revelation, we need that qualification of devotion. So those who are not devotees, or even those who are beginner devotees, they are not eligible for all things. There is consideration of adhikar. There are different stages of devotion. So here, Uddhav himself is saying, if you think we are competent, then please tell us, explain to us. Means, which gives enlightenment about yourself, Krishna in truth, and what you told to Brahmaji. Brahmaji realized, so without surrender it is impossible to understand or to enter into that. And how we will get this surrender or devotion? Bhaktis tu Bhagavat Sangena Parijayate. We need association of surrendered souls, devotees, those who are real devotees from the heart, from Atma. They are inclined to serve Krishna, not externally for some other motives, but really they are. They can awaken us. They can ignite that devotion within us. Then it will be possible. Otherwise, not possible. And there are degrees of that surrender. You will find in that song of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he's explaining what are the limbs of surrender to Krishna. And then at the end, he says, O Rupa and Sanatan, they're direct disciples of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's praying to them, I am most fallen. Kindly please teach me about that surrender to Krishna. So you need one practical, realized soul who is surrendered. From him you can learn what is pleasing to Krishna, what is not pleasing to him, who is he in truth, is only maintainer, only protector, and who are you in relation to him. And from that naturally humbleness appears, and how you are to offer everything to him. How? This we have to learn from such. So here Uddhav is also telling this. Iti avedita hardaya mahyam sabhagavan para adi desha ravindaksha atmanah paramam stitim. When I thus expressed my heartfelt desires unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the lotus-eyed Lord instructed me about his transcendental situation. Uddhav humbly approached with surrender. Therefore, Krishna was ready to instruct him. You will find in Gita also. First, Arjuna had so many his own ideas, what he will do. But Krishna did not approve of that. Then Arjuna understood, oh, I miscalculated. Then when he surrendered to Krishna and said, I don't know, you please tell me what is my duty in this situation, I fully surrender to you. Fully surrender means we are giving up our own ideas and are ready, are open to hear from Supreme Lord or bona fide Guru. Then we can be enlightened about that subject matter, otherwise not. If we are not open. So then Krishna started to speak, otherwise not. Guru also will not speak. Disciple must be open to hear. And at the end, Krishna also says, O Arjuna, this knowledge which I gave to you, you should not speak to those who envy me or have no control over senses and all this. He also gives qualification there. And he said, but if you speak this knowledge to those who are my devotees, means they are inclined to me, then you will do the greatest service to me. Now and also in the future, no one will be as dear to me as such a person who will explain this to those who are ready to hear with surrender, with devotion. So even Krishna is telling there is consideration of qualification. It is not for all, and that is even for Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is preliminary study of transcendental knowledge. Preliminary. First, basic. Then when one will follow the last instruction of Bhagavad Gita, the conclusion of Gita, Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Praja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishvima Shucha. When one will understand, yes, I have no any other duty except to serve Krishna. By that, I will do best for myself and for everyone else. When one is established in this thought, that is Shraddha, firm faith, then he is eligible to start SRIMAD Bhagavatam. Because Bhagavatam, yesterday I told, immediately starts with Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva, with surrender to Vasudeva Krishna, and Satyam Param Dhimahi, meditating on absolute truth, who is the source of all creation, maintenance, destruction of all these material universes and all other qualities there. And the second verse says, this Bhagavatam speaks about highest dharma, highest duty, or highest nature, means pure devotion, Bhagavad Dharma, pure devotion to Krishna, rejecting all other cheating desires. That is Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Why they are cheating? Because they deprive us of eternal welfare. We may get some sort of happiness from that for the time being, non-eternal, and that will not fulfill us. So if we try to fulfill those desires, that will be cheating to ourselves. According to our constitutional position, that will be cheating. So when one accepts, so that is basis for entering into Bhagavatam. And then there are 9 cantos to reach 10th canto, when Shukadeva Goswami starts to speak about Krishna Lila. He is not speaking at first. And there are certain pastimes. So how is it that it is for all? There is consideration of qualification. So because he was surrendered, Krishna was ready to speak to him, because he is a recipient. Sa evam aradita padatirtat adhita tattvatma vibodha marga pranamya padau parivritya devam iha gatoham viraha turatma. I have studied the path of understanding self-knowledge from my spiritual master, the personality of Godhead, and thus, after circumambulating him, I have come to this place, very much aggrieved due to separation. What Krishna taught Uddhava, we will find in 11th canto. So many chapters. Krishna is directly instructing Uddhava, like he instructed Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra in Bhagavad Gita. Both were instructed, but they acted differently. We may see they acted differently. Like Arjuna, he was thinking no, I will not fight. I will go to forest, I will become mendicant, and I will beg for my livelihood. Krishna did not approve. Then he explained to him. Then finally Arjuna was ready to fight according to Krishna's order. And but Uddhava, he was also instructed, but he became mendicant. He came here, Vrindavan. Both are doing same thing. Outwardly it looks like different, but both are doing same thing. Both are doing what Krishna wants from them, how they should serve him in their role in the Lila of Krishna. In Vrindavan, there are so many varieties of servitors. Everyone is doing his own service, not of another. And all are important. All are meant to fulfill that Lila. Like when Krishna appears in this world as Avatar, also his associates, they also have different roles to play, to serve him. So we should not think that we can imitate some devotee. No, we have to follow the purpose. Then that will be actual devotion. Like we will see some pure devotee and he's sitting like this, so I will sit like this. He's walking like this, I will walk like this. No, that is imitation. That will not be devotion. You have to know the purpose. Our Gurudev used to give one example. He heard it from one devotee. There was one person who was selling caps on the road. He was loudly saying, very nice caps, you buy caps, only 10 euro, like this. It was in India, rupees or whatever. So he was selling, and by that he used to maintain his life and family and doing. He was carrying those caps in basket, on head or like this carrying. So and he used to take food with himself because he was out on the road for most of the day, so he took lunch with him. So one day it happened that he was unable to sell any caps. And he was disappointed. But he had that lunch with him, so he saw one tree and went under that tree to take lunch, and he will little take rest after lunch. So he took lunch and he spread that chadar and he lay down and slept. And on his head there was one cap, because he was always carrying to show to people what kind of cap is it. So what happened, there were some monkeys on the tree, and they saw that man is sleeping and he's having cap on the head, and they saw full basket of caps there. So silently they came there and each took one cap. Then they went up again to the tree and they were very happy, each putting that cap on the head, and they were dancing very happy and making sound. So by that sound, that man woke up and he saw the basket was empty, no caps. So he was even more disappointed. He said, I could not sell any caps. And also now there are no caps. And then he saw those monkeys with caps and they are making fun. And they were very happy. Then he became angry and he said, you took all the caps. You took all the caps. Why you didn't take this cap on his head? And he threw to them. You take this cap also. Out of anger he threw. Then when he threw, then all the monkeys also, they took off the caps and threw to him. Why? Because they were only imitating. They don't know what is the purpose of wearing cap, value or purpose of wearing cap. So they were just imitating, and by that they were thinking, now we are very happy. So when he threw, they also threw. So like that, imitation is not beneficial. By trying to imitate some devotee, or you will hear some lila of Krishna and devotees there, and we will imitate, that will not be devotion. We have to do that which is pleasing to Krishna, which is our service. And that we can get only when we are really inclined to serve, not to imitate, to enjoy. That is why the only entrance into that lila or seva, service of Krishna, is through surrender. And then what Krishna wants from you, that you have to do. Everyone has, they have different roles. So we cannot imitate. Imitation means sahajaism. So we should not become sahajiyas, imitationists, but have to follow the proper process of accepting service. Then that service can fulfill us. So Uddhav, after hearing knowledge, he did not fight. Then we may think, oh, he is not bona fide devotee. Arjuna fighted. No, Arjuna fought. So not fight, fought, but Uddhav did not. He came here, so he's not a devotee. No, we cannot judge like that by external things. They are all following the order of Krishna. What is their service, that purpose? So that also we have to get, and those who desire that, they can get. Once in Govardhan in India, that mountain which was lifted by Krishna when he, for 7 nights, for 7 days. Who can do that? Can you imitate that? Govardhan, 64 miles long that time. So you think you are God, okay, then you lift that Govardhan, you show. So Krishna lifted Govardhan in that place in Vrindavan. Now it is smaller because doing Lila of disappearing. So one devotee, he came to our Gurudev and he said, Maharaj, you please tell me about my Siddha Deha, my perfected spiritual form. You tell me, my perfected spiritual body, you tell me. Then Gurudev said, that is not some theoretical information, like you are this gopi or you are this cowherd boy, that is your age. Like, it is not like that. This is not some kind of intellectual knowledge or information. Then he quoted one verse from Bhagavad Gita. When one is enlightened by the knowledge by which ignorance is destroyed, then his knowledge will reveal everything as sun lights up everything during daytime. We see in this world, Krishna telling in Gita, when sun comes up, then sun reveals himself. Without sun rising, we cannot see the sun, impossible, by the help of any other light. And by his own light, we can see him. No need of any other light. Like that boy who was born in cave, prison cave. So he never saw sun, but he had experience that by burning one candle, he can see things there. That is his experience. So one day that the jailer, he told to that boy, today I will show you the sun. You come with me, I will show you the sun outside. Then that boy said, okay, I will go with you, but wait, I have to take candle with me. Otherwise, how I will see the sun? Then jailer said, no, for seeing the sun, you don't need candle. Then that boy started to argue what you were saying. It is my own experience, I know. If I want to see anything, then I need the help of candle. What you were saying? He was arguing. Then the jailer understood he's not experienced, so he forcefully took him out, and that boy, first time in his life, saw the sun. Then he understood, oh, this is what jailer meant. Yeah, really, I don't need any candle. There is enough light from the sun. It's self-effulgent. There is no need of any light to reveal him. Like that, we cannot see the sun with the help of any other light. By his own light, we can see him when he rises. Like that Supreme Lord, no one can realize without his will. So here, Krishna is telling to Arjuna, when one is enlightened by the knowledge by which ignorance is destroyed, that is self-effulgent divine knowledge, means Krishna personified. When he reveals himself, then that will remove all darkness, like sun removes all darkness, then he shows himself and also all other things in proper perspective. When you are in the night, then you don't see this is stone, this is that, you don't see. But when sun comes, then you see everything clearly, how it is, as it is, in proper. So Gurudev explained to the devotee, it is not like that. When you will get the grace of Krishna, when he will appear in your heart by your surrender, then you will see yourself, who you are, and you will also see all others, who they are. It will be revealed in this process, not by some theoretical information. It is revealed knowledge, it is divine descent. Gurudev explained to him. Then that devotee, he again was pressing, no, Maharaj, you please tell me, I want to know, I want to know, I want to know. Then Gurudev looked more into his eyes and said, when you will want that, means that, Siddha Deha, when you will want that, you will get it. Then that devotee understood what Gurudev meant, because Gurudev is a realized soul. He is realized in his Siddha Deha and he's serving from his Siddha Deha Krishna in Lila. So he knows what is that, and he also knows that this person is only curious. He's not interested in the service of Krishna. He wants to have some knowledge, some curiosity, some information, something, so that he will think, yes, now I know, or maybe he will be proud. He will say to others, I know and you don't, like this. But that is not actual Siddha Deha. Actual Siddha Deha you can realize only by the grace of Krishna when you will accept that process, not just by speaking. Then that devotee understood. Because Gurudev realized so he said, when you will want that, then that devotee understood what he's thinking when he says that, and what I want, there is the difference. I want something material, but that is really. So when one really will want the service of Krishna in Lila, that time he will get, surely. But we don't want. So we have to become qualified to get that. You will find when Sanatana Goswami approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu after renouncing his house and all wealth and everything. Then he came to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you know, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, in short only I'm telling. He became fully detached from this world and he surrendered to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and asked him, Mahaprabhu, who am I? Why do I have to suffer these threefold miseries from my body and mind, from other living entities and from natural catastrophes? Why? Who I am? If I don't know who I am, then how can there be anything good for me? How can I know what is good for me? And I don't know why I have to suffer this. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, acting as Guru, and Sanatana Goswami is a disciple, Mahaprabhu told him, you are eternal servant of Krishna, and and you are, because you are part of his marginal potency. And why you are suffering? Because you became averse to Krishna. You wanted to enjoy this Maya. That is why Maya is giving you all this suffering. So if you will, by the grace of Shastra, means holy scripture, and holy man means sadhu, pure devotee, if you will become inclined to serve Krishna, then Maya will give you up, and there is no more suffering, anything. So Mahaprabhu in this here, and then he explained to him about, in detail, about his relation with this Maya and everything he explained. Then he also explained about the process, sadhana. Then first he started with Vaidhi, because he said those who have no rag, raghina, you will find in Chaitanya Charitamrita, you will find raghina shastra bhaje, shastra vidhi bhaje. Those who now at present they don't have rag, means natural attachment to Krishna. Krishna is mine, I am his, and they have that natural love, that is rag, and then it is explained what is rag. Extreme absorption in your object of worship, no any other desire, nothing. So those who have no rag, they will follow devotional practice on first stage according to instructions of scripture and Guru Parampara. Then when they will follow those limbs of devotion, then they will come, later he explained to him, Ragamarga, Raganuga. So Mahaprabhu did not tell here to Sanatana Goswami, you are this gopi, this is your age, this is your place. He did not tell. He told him, you are not this gross and subtle body, you are eternal, you are particle of eternal, that consciousness, pure consciousness, and you belong to Krishna because you are his part and parcel, or part of his potency. You are his eternal servant. Up to this he revealed to him. That is your real identity. So now, and because you became averse to Krishna, now you have to suffer this. So now you have to turn towards Krishna and start serving him. So from that relationship it starts. From this knowledge and from this relationship it starts. Then when one will gradually progress with devotional service, purify his heart and everything, when he will become eligible, when all other desires will be removed from heart totally, and only one desire is there, to serve Krishna, then he is eligible, he is qualified to get service opportunity in Lila. At that time, that will also be revealed to him how he can serve in Lila in his perfected spiritual form, that's Siddha Deho, at that time. Because at that time it is appropriate. Like one boy, he will go to school, he will have to get that lesson, first class, then second like this, then up. There is no use of teaching him topic of 8th class if he did not even finish first class. What is the use? So gradually we have to progress in a bona fide process, then we can attain the real thing. Otherwise we may get some imagination and it will make us happy for some time, like those monkeys on the tree. They were happy thinking, yes, now we are great persons, we are like him, we are having cap, but they did not understand what is the purpose of cap. So immediately they also threw. Like that, we have to realize the purpose of devotion and do that devotion really for the satisfaction of Krishna, then we'll get that transcendental taste that we cannot never give up. So everything is gradually bona fide way we have to approach, then we'll get the real thing. one is imitation, one is following. We may imitate Arjuna, we may imitate Uddhava, but that will get us nowhere. But if we follow in their footsteps, they were surrendered and they learned, then they did, then they attained. Soham tat darshanachlada viyogarti yutah prabho gamishye daitam tasya padar yashrama mandalam. My dear Vidur, now I am mad for want of the pleasure of seeing him. I am not seeing him. And just to mitigate this, I am now proceeding to Badrik Ashram in the Himalayas for association as I have been instructed by him. Krishna instructed Arjuna, you have to fight. And he explained to him why and how he has to fight and what will be the result. Here also Krishna, he told him, after giving him all instruction, then he told him, then you will have to go to Himalaya Badrik Ashram because their Nara-Narayan devotees are there. So in their association, you will be able to mitigate that separation grief because devotees, they are always chanting and remembering Krishna. So that was his seva, that was his service. You will also find in Bhagavatam later on, Vritrasur, at the end, he prayed to Krishna, I am not such a devotee that I can expect that you will come to me. So I have only one request. You please grant me one thing. Let my karma go, those fruits of action, let them go as they are to go, according to my previous activities. Let them go. How long I have to stay in this world, it is up to your will, means according to those results. I am not praying for liberation. What I want is friendship with your devotees. That is what I only think that is what I want. Because in association of devotees, we can hear about Krishna, we can speak about Krishna, we can get the service of Krishna, all this. So that is most valuable in this world. Yesterday we heard Uddhava said, even I did not want liberation because liberation is separate desire. As long as Krishna wants us to remain in this world, it is up to him. We don't have any separate desire for liberation. But what we want is his service, wherever we are, in hell, heaven, or wherever. And we are not praying to Krishna, you liberate us from these things, we did so many sins. No. We shall get. You are not my servant, I am your servant. Why you will do this? But automatically when one has such attitude, complete surrender, unconditional surrender, only wants his service, nothing. Then he already rectified himself. Automatically Krishna, without asking, he is immediately liberating him from all miseries, all those fruits, everything, all prarabdha karma, everything is totally destroyed. And he's serving Krishna in this world as long as Krishna wants. Then he will take him to his abode. So we have to follow the instruction of Krishna. That means in practical, follow the instruction of Guru appearing in preceptorial channel coming from Krishna. His representative, same as Krishna. Then once in Vienna I was new and I said to Gurudev, for Arjuna it was easy because Krishna was sitting there in front of him and directly he could ask him and Krishna directly speaking. But it is not so for me in this way I was explaining. Then Gurudev just smiled. He smiled, not saying anything. By that smile, I understood how foolish I am. Gurudev is in front of me. I'm like Arjuna in front of Krishna. Gurudev is in front of me. Gurudev is coming in that receptorial channel from Krishna. Krishna is behind him. He's a realized soul. So I can ask Gurudev directly and he can explain. By only his smile I understood everything. Then I asked Gurudev and he gave me that reply, perfect reply. What I have to do. I had some dilemma, something. Then Gurudev perfect reply gave, and I followed that. I got the fruit. So in this way we have to do. Tomorrow we will hear further.